Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. We're just getting things ready just as we're coming on air here, but I think we got it ready. I'm glad you're on the show today. We've got a great show coming up, and we've got a couple of breaks coming in, but we got a special guest coming in for Friday and all kind of stuff going on. The weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. High today is going to be 88 and low 76. Water temperature is at 88 degrees. River readings, taking a look at the Apalachicola. Been down there, well, we've got to Choctawhatchee first. Let's look at it first. It's going to be rising this weekend. It's reading this morning right at 5.5 foot, going up to about 6, over 6 foot there. Now the Apalachicola, and it's dropping out, but it's still muddy. I was down there yesterday, talked to a lot of folks who'd been out on the river. They say it's still muddy, but it's reading right at a 6 foot this morning, dropping out. So it's going to be a good weekend to fish, especially catfishing and all. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery, and these tide charts are down at C&G Sporting Goods. Be sure a lot of folks go down and get those. High tide this morning at 6:59 and low at 4:51, and we're not a lot of tidal movement today and tomorrow. Marine forecast south-southeast at 10 to 15, and every Friday we'll go ahead and do our fish and game forecast. Let's go and get it set up. The water temperature now, like I say, it jumped up yesterday. It's going to be 80. It's at 83 degrees today, and we're looking at really it should be a good weekend. The biggest news on fishing, of course, we're going to have a famous Friday fishing forecast, but a lot of fish are being caught this week. Let's take a look at it. This is brought to us by Mark Coward of Edgewater Beach Realty. Mark's number is 832-6000, and our times are 9:15 and 11:15 this morning, and 9:42 to 11:42 tonight. So that takes care of our weather. Let's go ahead and take our break, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, and look what we got on this Friday morning. Good morning.
Good morning, buddy.
Ronnie, so we're out of our little schedule here, but I told Ronnie we need to get some of these Father's Day presents on because it's right around the corner.
It's right here, buddy. We need to be ready.
I know it. I made a list the other day because people get serious about getting outdoor stuff for Father's Day, but doing the list is one thing, but actually bringing stuff on and showing them is another. So, Ronnie, you brought some stuff on.
Yeah, you need some ideas on what to do, and probably one of the most popular things to give for Father's Day are knives. And we've probably got the best knife selection anywhere in Northwest Florida. And we got all kinds. We got little knives that start off like this little knife here for $2.95.
And we're going to get that for if father just one kid or something. Later
That's
on,
right.
we got a lot of kids. We got the bigger presents. So
That's
this
right.
is
We start off with little ones like that, and then we go up to collector knives like this Randall right here. Now, this is a fine knife. We've got 4 or 5 of these down there, different styles, and these are really hard to find collector's items.
Wow.
That's a beautiful knife.
That is beautiful.
We carry those, and here's a Browning knife right here. There's a collector type knife. These things are really nice. Browning makes such good stuff, and it's just something that's really nice and something somebody can keep forever. It's in a real nice wood case.
That's quality.
It's just, that's really a good knife. And, we've got all other kind of knives, too. We've got, we carry case knives. These are little case knives, which are very popular. This is a good using knife here,
That's one you just really, that's a pocket knife.
Yeah.
And that's very handy.
We carry, 10, 15 brands of knives, Case and Gerber and just everybody. Here's a nice little knife right here. It's a good all-around fishing, hunting knife. And you can see that's really nice. Comes with a little sheath. We carry a lot of different Browning knives. And here's a tool right here. Now, this is a tool that's got everything on it. This thing has got pliers, and it's got all kind of knives and saws, and it's got screwdrivers and anything you want. It's a Leatherman, and they're real popular. I keep one in my boat all the time, one on my four-wheeler.
We were talking about this before it came on the air. That thing is so handy. I've got 2 of them. I keep one in my truck all the time. I just used mine the other day for something.
Yeah.
And it's got so many tools on there.
Yeah. If you got it in your boat, you got a problem, you can probably fix it if it's fixable with that thing right there. And then we've got, like this is a fillet knife. This is Havilon. This is one you can replace the blades in. This is a larger model right here, but you can replace the blades on it. And the blades are about 50 cents.
Are you serious?
Yeah, you know, and a blade will last me a year or two, and you can
So
fillet
it
fish
just pops
with it.
out, the blade just pops
It
out.
just
and
pops out, and you just
Okay.
put it back in there, and it folds up. It's foldable. I use them to skin deer with, and I use them,
yeah.
you know, for fishing.
Filleting, yeah.
Yeah. And one of the hottest things we got is this thing right here. You know, this is the Bubba blade, and they come in all different sizes, and we've got all sizes of them. You know, they come in this is a 7-inch fillet, which is probably the most popular, but they come all the way up to a 12-inch model. And these things are sharp. I think I told you one time that I cut 60 chickens in half at the church one day doing cooking for dinner, you know, and that thing would cut them, and I got through, it was still sharp.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so knives just make a great
Yeah,
deal.
the Bubba blade, now, like I said, that's the hottest thing, and everybody's
It's
getting
really
them,
hot.
and a lot of folks use them because, people buy them because they're working.
That's right, they work. They're
Yeah.
a good thing. Another very popular item is the Yeti coolers. You know, we have the ice boxes, we have the coolers, we got just about anything they make, but they're hard to find, and right now we've got a pretty good collection.
Let me say something about this now. Listen, I've spent a couple of days at the Cape, so I got up this morning at 4 o'clock and poured my coffee and drove over. It's just a beautiful, it's a dark drive,
Yeah.
but I haven't passed it hardly anybody till I get in close to Tyndall. A little bit, but what I'm saying, I put my coffee in here and I drank it really slow. My last swallow was just as hot as my first swallow.
Right.
This morning, and now when we hit the road, what we started doing too, to take iced tea with us.
Yeah.
And I go 100 miles and still have cold tea.
Yeah, it'll keep ice
These
all
things-
day long.
These things are when it first came out, people started bragging on them. I said, no way.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm a firm believer in these things right here. Those are great.
That's a good idea. And they make two sizes. This is a smaller one. This is a 20 ounce. They make a 30 ounce too, which is large. And
Yeah, I like this size right here.
yeah, that's a good size
Yeah.
right there. It's real
Those are
popular.
handy.
That's a
Okay.
good item. Another popular item is binoculars for Father's Day. You know, you can always binoculars for football game, for hunting, fishing. I carry a set in my truck, and I'm always wanting to look at something when I'm riding in the woods. You know.
Since I was a little boy, I love binoculars. But it's I don't know if it's a man thing or what, but you're right. I just can't. I'm always using my binoculars, always.
Yeah.
And the technology makes make them.
Oh, they're
I
so
can't use-
good now.
I can't use a pair used 10 years ago.
You know, I had a grandson when he was about, I guess, 6, 7 years old up in a tree with me, was deer hunting, and he was getting bored. So I said, here, look through these binoculars. He looked through them, and then he turned them around the other way, which makes things way off. And I said, that's backwards. He said, that's the way I like it.
Look, we're going to take a quick break. We've got a lot more. We'll take a quick break and be right back. All right, welcome back. Then Ronnie Groom, C&G Sporting Goods, brought some Father's Day ideas and all, and brought some really good ones. But let's interrupt this, and we're going to show some pictures now. We got behind on the pictures. We had that big red snapper tournament down at Seaquarters Marina, and those folks down there, they had a great time. They had all kind of people down there fishing that thing. Here's the first place, Captain Tommy Merrill's crew out of Carabel. The first place was a 24.3 pounder. 24.3 right there. Second place, Captain Darrell Carpenter from Destin/Bristol. Okay, I know Darrell. He keeps his boat over there in Destin, but he and his boys live over there in Bristol, and of course he lives in Destin half the time. Anyway, that's a 20-pound red snapper. Let's see, that didn't show up, did it? They're not showing up for some reason. Okay. It still didn't show up. Okay, so I've got Darrell's picture right here. There's Darrell. There's Darrell right there. I've got the girls, the third place girls, Clint Taylor's crew from Apalachicola got a 20-pounder. In fact, second, third, and fourth, it was a 20.6 pounder, a 20.3 pounder, and a 20 pounder.
That's a lot of big
6
snapper.
ounces separated 3 places right there.
Snapper
Okay.
fishing is good.
Have you getting some good reports down there?
Yeah, I am. People are having a great time out
Yeah.
there.
Okay, so then I got that. Now the other picture, I got some catfish at state record freshwater catfish on here too. But my machine's not working, so what we're going to do, I'm going to show those on Monday's show or Tuesday's show. That state record blue cat, that 66-pound blue cat that came out of Ebro over there, set the new state record. I got the pictures, 2 or 3 pictures of it. Then I've got some. I got Kim Purdue with a big old 30-pounders. I got some big fish.
That's good. Fishing's good.
But let's get back. It's been real good. Let's get back to some of these Father's Day ideas, because it's right around the corner. It's a week from this coming Sunday. So what else you got there, Ronnie?
One item that's always good is a game camera. And personally, I like Browning game cameras.
Okay.
They work real good. But game cameras do a good job, and now's the time to start putting them out. Find out. You'd be surprised how big the horns are already on deer. They dropped it, but now that's the fastest growing part of the deer's horns. They grow out in a hurry, and we've got all kind. We must have at least a dozen different kind of game cameras, and they're all prices. You can get them, inexpensive right on up to really fancy ones that'll put the pictures in your house.
And I guess it's, a lot of times it's just according to where you want to put your cameras as to what kind of quality you want to have.
Most people now are using feeders, and you can put it by your feeder, or you can go in and put out some kind of attractant, and put your camera by it. Or if you're just hunting somewhere like Tyndall or in the game management, just find a good where 2 trails across, and put your camera out, and you get some really good pictures and find out exactly where the deer are.
That's a good present.
Get you way ahead.
Yeah.
You get you way ahead.
It will.
I like to do a lot of cooking, outdoor cooking particularly. I like a fire and a hunk of meat. I'm not a finesse cooker or anything. But we got a book here called the Meat Eater's Family Cookbook, and it shows you how to cook all kind of game and everything. And it's a good book, particularly for a man that wants to get into cooking, and it's just a good idea, and it's a lot of fun, and it's amazing how much I enjoy all my wild game that we cook.
That deer, elk, venison, baked scallops.
Yeah, seafood, anything you want.
So it's got
soups and chowders, and it's
yeah.
written by some Florida people, so it's local, and it's sort of where we want to be.
Family pictures, and got the old turkeys on top of the.
Yeah,
I like that. I like the pictures. Good stuff. Sausage biscuits. Yeah, that's some good stuff there, there. And all right,
just a couple ideas. We carry the Lodge cast iron cooking ware. We got some really great hush puppy mix, the best I've ever eaten. And Garrett metal detectors, Drake shirts, But the main thing, if you want to get a dad something he really can use and appreciate, get him a gift certificate. If you don't know what he wants, if you're going to get him golf clubs or something from a sporting goods store or a hardware store, make sure you know exactly what he wants. Don't just buy a pig in a poke. If he wants a set of golf clubs, just don't go buy a set of golf clubs. Find out exactly what they want. And the easiest way to do that is to get them a gift certificate, and they can add to or, whatever they want to do. But we sell just a ton of gift certificates this time of year.
Yeah, that's a good present. Also, you've got, I was down the other day, you still got some full box.
We got full box,
and that sells good. It sells really good at Christmas time and Father's Day.
Right.
So,
that's so much history in that book. I'm looking through mine all the time.
We do the same thing.
Yeah.
It's fascinating. So that's a great selection of some great Father's Day gifts and all right there. Ronnie, if they wanted to, on the gift certificate, they can just go down and get that any time, right?
Yeah.
And,
and they got a year to use it. In fact, we'll honor them whenever.
Okay.
Okay,
good.
You can use part of it now, part of it later, or whatever you want to do, and you get it for any amount you want. And it's really appreciated. I know women like to buy presents, but men, I'd rather get a gift certificate. Unless you know exactly what they want.
That's true. And we're bad about not wrapping our presents too. We just hand it to the guys and all.
Put it in the bag or something.
I went and got that fly fishing outfit for Coach Bill Graff, from you the other day, and we had a little get together, and we didn't wrap it. But he was fine with it. But the ladies there that wanted to know why it wasn't wrapped. I said, well, it's a guy girl. Thing. It really is. And we laughed about it. But he was just happy as he could be with that. Now let's go and wrap things up. If you can't find a Father's Day present down to C&G, you just can't find one. This table's got a lot of stuff right here. So run down there or our sponsors, and we appreciate it. Now, Ronnie, I know this is the first Friday you've been on here. So one of our traditions on Friday is that we draw for our viewers two two items. One's a $20 gift certificate and one's a red snapper from Tarpon Dock Seafood. Greg Abram sponsored that. So I'm going to let you do the draw now. Look at it. All these folks right here have won this year.
Boy, that's a lot of winners.
That's a lot of winners right there. All right, so we're going to, I get people email me. They get mad if I don't draw the names. So I want you to draw some names.
I wish my name was in there.
All right, this is going to be a $20 gift certificate from Tarpon Dock Seafood. And that winner is Ken Kirkland. Ken's a loyal viewer. So Ken, you got $20. I'm going to put it on right here. And this is in June. All right, now we're going to draw for that big old red snapper. And boy, they're good. We had some.
Ooh, that's good.
We had some the other day. They were good.
Grilled, fried, whatever.
Yeah, and that's going to be. Can you read that? Dawn Burling.
Dawn Burling.
Dawn Burling. That's Randy's better half. And so Dawn, I want you to come get it. I want you to let us know when you're going to cook it. So
We'll be there.
Ron and I will be down there.
Good friends there. Good people.
They're good folks. Halftime at Howard Creek and halftime up here.
Yes, sir. They know how to live.
They do. All right. All right, that's going to take care of this segment here. So we're going to get set up. Give a few minutes to get it set up now for our famous Friday fishing forecast. We'll be right back. Now, welcome back and welcome to the famous Friday fishing forecast. This is a compilation of reports we've gotten all week from fishermen just like you, from the different guides and different captains and all. We just put it all together, and if you don't get all of it now, it'll be on our website, so check it out. But we're going to start on the eastern end of our viewing area. You're going to way down there to Carabel. Actually, we're going to go past Carabel. We're going over to Lanark Village because that has been one of the prime. Now, these tarpon guys don't like for me to talk about this, but I'm going to be honest with you. This area right in here out in front of Lanark Village is some of the prime tarpon fishing in this whole part of other than Boca Grande. They'll come in here and fish off Lanark Village, and there's some really large tarpon. It's been for years, and it's sort of a well-kept secret, but if you're really serious about tarpon fishing, take a trip down there. You don't know where to go, get up with a guide. Okay, we just talked about Carabel, the Sea Quarters Marina. They not only catch a lot of red snapper, they sent this report in too. They caught this tournament brought in a 47-pound king, a 31-pound bull dolphin, and a African pompano of 23 pounds. That is a big pompano right there. And they just said they were just crazy busy. They had 11 boats waiting in line to get fuel, and it was just a great tournament, and every boat, every fisherman limited out. It is great. Every boat and every fisherman that fished that tournament limited out on big red snapper. So they just had a grand time last weekend down at Carabel at Sea Quarters Marina. So they're one of our good sponsors, and we're glad to see they had a good time. All right, let's move on down to Apalachicola Bay. Got some good reports of some triple tail being caught. But first, let's talk about behind St. George Island. I want to show you a good place. There's going to be a big tournament this weekend, and one of the top places is going to be fishing. Actually, from the bridge, east of the bridge, all along in here was some really good red fishing. I can promise you there's going to be some nice redfish caught in that area for the tournament this weekend. Okay, that's out of East Point. Now coming on into Apalachicola Bay, moving on along. We talked about this last week. That Bob Sykes cut right here, big bull reds are still there. Pompano fishing has still been good. I had a cousin fishing St. George Island this past week and caught some pompano in this area right in here. Okay, so he was using sand fleas, live sand fleas. All right, go down here behind St. Vincent Island. There's going to be good fishing here behind St. Vincent Island. The oyster bar is behind St. Vincent. And Ronnie Groom was on earlier, and he can vouch for the fishing and all and hunting. St. Vincent Island is a special place to Ronnie and a lot of other fishermen. And the pass right here, down the Indian Pass, it's going to be really good this weekend. They're catching some white trout there and some whiting right there. The Indian Pass has been really good. You can fish from the surf, or you can take your boat on the backside. It'll be good red fishing right in here, some oyster bars. This is shallow water back here now, so be careful. Let's work our way. Crooked Island, let's go down Mexico Beach, first of all. Now, let's stop in St. Joe Bay. Blacks Island, in this area here, they've been catching the trout back on backside of Blacks Island, picked up now, finally. They're catching big quality trout. What do they do? They go in here in these channels here and just drift across these flats, whichever way the wind's blowing, and drift across right in here. We're only about a week and a half, 2 weeks away from scallop season, and we're going to talk about this area really strong, okay? While I'm moving here, let me talk about freshwater fishing real quick. Freshwater fishing, it's been muddy. Now, I've talked to, first-person reports from people down there in Howard Creek area. They're catching some fish, but the water's been muddy, okay? But catfishing, I've seen some really good pictures, some really nice catfish being brought in, not just from that area, also from these ponds and lakes. So catfishing has been steady. The St. Joe Canal, okay, right there at Highland View. They have started catching a few flounder right in this area, right in here, fishing from the bank, actually, and catching some flounder. Some people wade out and fish back in here, so that's really good. Mexico Beach, Mitch Coleman did not send in a report. One of the few times he didn't, but I know he's been so busy. They're catching a bunch of red snapper, and they're not going that very far out of Mexico Beach. Okay, coming on here, Crooked Island Sound, it's been good. They've caught some sharks up in this area right in here. Some shark fishermen caught some, and that's some good places. Anytime you have a pass like this open up, you're going to have some sharks around. So shark fishermen did good over in there. Now, coming in here to Panama City, the San Andrew Bay system. East Bay was slow this week, according to the guys that fished. It was slow. They're still catching off the State Park Pier. They caught some pompano here this week, and also off the other piers. Okay, up in West Bay, the red fishermen had a good week. The red fishermen had a good week up in West Bay, and right in here, West Bay, and also they caught some trout in here, okay? And this side right in here, the south side, is always a good place to go. Working our way over here toward Choctawhatchee Bay, they actually caught some, Jack Crevalle has been really good over here in Choctawhatchee Bay. Got some good reports there. Of course, the docks up in Freeport's good, and we're going to start wrapping things up. Down here at the beach, down off 30A, if you can get in there for the crowd. We're going to have to start wrapping things up. Good feeding time this week. Now the tides will be picking up the first part of the next week, and like I said, everybody's getting a limit of snapper. So try to get out and get some snapper this weekend if you can. King mackerel bite's been really good, and so the Spanish bite's been good. Okay, we're going to sign off for another week. Thank you so much for watching our show. We appreciate your viewership. You have a great weekend in outdoors. You do something good for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.